So hello, and welcome to DLC Poems of Death. Now, I actually wanted to play this mod. Wait. So hello, and welcome to Poems of Death. Now, I wanted to play this mod as a way to say thank you for 100 subscribers. And if you're asking me, why this specific mod? Well, if you guys haven't noticed yet, I've played a lot of romance mods in this channel, some ending a lot more tragic than others, and I have played a little bit of mods, like a number of Hello and welcome to DLC Poems of Death. Now, I wanted to play this demo as a way to say thank you for 100 subscribers. And if you're asking me why this specific mod, well, it's because if you haven't noticed yet, I've played a lot of romance mods in this channel, some ending more tragic than others. And the other mods that I've played deal with the topic of self-awareness, that it's just a game. So the reason why I wanted to play this mod is because it's basically a little goodie bag of everything I've played so far, with the added fact that it's mainly a psychological action thriller story. So right off the bat, I'm already interested because this isn't a mod, this isn't a genre rather that I'm not very familiar with. So let's read the synopsis. Monika has been murdered, and I can understand why Monicans will probably hate me. That isn't only for you, Nitor, the author of this mod, but it'll also go to me. I know Monicans might hate me because this is the third time I'm putting Monika through hell. Monika's been murdered, and Malon and Natsuki saw it right in front of his eyes. They don't know who did it. They only know that if someone knows they are witnesses, they're in terrible danger. When their friends notice something's going on, they all go into a spiral of fear, suspicion, and betrayal they never thought they would experience. And when the killer has finally had them cornered, Malon and his friends have to fight their way towards survival. So right off the bat, you can already see why I'm very interested in playing this mod because, as I said, it's not a genre I'm familiar with, and just the synopsis alone, it's just makes me excited. Like, we have to fight our way towards surviving a story where we find out, or we rather witnessed Monika's murder, and when the killer finally noticed us, or cornered us rather, we basically have to escape, all the while being in a spiral of fear and suspicion and betrayal. Some may say that this model will stray too far from the original. I would recognize that concern. One example may be removing Monika's self-awareness. Now, if you would read this would mean that Monika would be self-awareness mod, but how it will be delivered is something I'm also interested in. This mod also features a palette of new interesting characters with sprites created by fans of this community. That means a lot of interactions that you'll never thought you'll see. Now, if you guys have been watching my playthroughs, new sprites are basically one of my most favorite things that I like when it comes to these mods. It explains a story where you have to question everything that characters will say and do, yes, even Sayori. I don't know what you mean by this. Are you telling me that Sayori is too innocent looking to not be suspicious? Or are you pointing out at the fact that Sayori might die? Are you hinting on that? I don't know. This mod is the first major mod that will not romantically focus on any of the original 4 girls but instead on a fan character. That fan character is Tina, which I'm aware is this girl. Created by username John RDVS Martson for his own mod, Tokivania. Crossover between DLC and Castlevania. Check this out for more information. Okay. So get ready for some British insults cause here are plenty of them, you bloody bastards, and don't worry, there will still be a lot of content about the original cast. So to sum all of what I've just said, I want to play this mod as a way to say thank you to all of you guys. And because I'm very interested in it, because it's not a genre that I see very often, there will be a little bit of everything. with some romance with Tina, some hopefully comedic insults in the British insults, and a lot of action and thriller considering that this is basically a story where you have to suss out who murdered Monica and survive. So if you guys are excited as I am on how this mod will go down, well, let's begin. Homes of Death is a DDLC fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvado. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for the DLC are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at their website or on Steam. By playing Homes of Death, the demo, you agree that you have completed the DLC and accept any spoilers contained within. I agree. Homes of Death is a work of fiction. Any similarities to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Okay. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Right off the bat, it's really good. Okay, so here are the characters. This is Tina, presumably our MC. The main girl, MC? I don't know. And I'm guessing Malon. This is Malon. So, hello and welcome to Poems of Death. I think I said enough already in the first clip, so let's already jump right into it. But before we do that, up this by a lot, lower this a bit. Wait, too much there and there. Okay, let's start. Wait, we don't get our name ourselves? We need to meet. Okay. We need to meet up. That was an SMS I got yesterday night. Who even are we? Okay. It's really cool. We get to see whose point of view it is. And that's the reason why I'm sitting in this restaurant. The restaurant looks modern, yet it retained its old age. I guess it has been renovated not long ago. There are not a lot of customers around, probably because it's a work day around noon, but it's probably for the better. Who even needs us at this time? The menu offers a standard range of meals and some coffees. I noticed that their prices. I accidentally pressed spacebar, but fine. I take a sip from my espresso and look at the time on my phone. Talk about professionalism if she can't come up on time. Okay, it's some sort of official. I don't have to wait long before the small bell signaling an arrival makes me look at the door. A woman steps into the restaurant, wearing some casual clothing. She is probably in her early 20s, but with her ribbon on her hair she might be just 15. We don't even know who got the message from. Okay, she isn't that late. She's carrying a small pocket notebook in her hand as she looks around the restaurant. When she notices me, she smiles and goes to my table. Am I speaking to... Okay, this is her name. It is Malon. Am I speaking to Malon Castle? Yes, Psionica. This is the sprite for Psionica, right? I really love the fact that her hand is behind her back. Cute. And you are... Stephanie Vaughn. I'm a journalist who wrote you a message about the document... What documentary? Okay. Nitor presents... Poems of Death. I look at her. At a closer inspection, I notice a card on her belt displaying her information. After reading the card, I was sure she was what she was claiming to be. And in that case, yes, you are. That's good then. She sits on the other chair that's on the other side and places the notebook on the table. Can I ask why me? The reporter, or Mrs. Vaughn, stops while opening her notebook. She thinks about an answer for a while. I figured you'd be my safest bet to contact. Why safest? Because the other survivors wouldn't talk to me. Okay. I know how to let the discussion be. I disagree with that opinion, but that's not the reason why we're here. After the reporter watches me for a few seconds, she sighs. Look, I understand that it was hard for everyone involved. I can understand if you don't want to talk about it. We're already here, lady! We might as well talk about it. I think there's no point in postponing it. I'm ready to talk about it. Yep. Right off the bat, it's already starting to get me excited. Okay, it's the past. Presumably, right? I mean, the date is a lot older. The hallway is filled with students as most head for the front door of the school. Yep, it is in the past. It's a flashback. Others head other directions, some to pick up their friends, late ones going to the locker room to change their boots. Some odd ones head entirely the opposite direction from the front door. I am one of them. I'm in the process of hiding my bubblegum in my pocket when I leave my last classroom. Students are also gossiping and spreading rumors like usual. I just learned to completely ignore them. They're most likely useless information anyway. That's true. I head directly to the stairs and step through crowds to the third floor. When I'm at the third floor, I turn to the right and continue down the hallway. When I arrive at the right door, I notice a new sign above the door. It's a beige-colored sign with 6 ribbons hanging from it. They're green, blue, purple, pink, red, and yellow. Monika, Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, and I don't know who who are these? Who are those for? So there's 6 members, I'm presuming, if that's the case. In the middle of the sign is a beautifully written text, the Literature Club. I smile upon the sign and open the door. Hello, everyone! 3 pairs of eyes look up from their usual activities. They all smile at my arrival. Hello, Malon. How was your day? Could have been better, but nothing I couldn't handle. Yours? Mine wasn't anything special as well. If our Monika can continue, it soon spreads across the room. Monika looks surprised to hear it. Sorry. I have to take this. Give me a second, alright? No props, Monika. Monika is smiling at me as she goes to the teacher's desk, phone next to her ear. Before I can do anything else, I get approached by another big, shiny sunshine smile. Sorry, tongue got slipped. Hi, Lalan! Sayori! How was your day? It was awesome and really, really fun! Wait, isn't school supposed to be boring? Teachers only talk and bore us with homework. School is only boring to people who slack off, Malon. Alright, then tell me, Sayori. Why was it fun? Why are you having fun? We had a new chemistry teacher, Mr. Evans. He showed us different kinds of experiments and that was awesome! And the rest of the day? You're such a pessimist, Mimi. Ah, come on. I'm only joking, Sayori. I'm sure you had a great day. Yeah, oh god, not this. Why, don't be sad. It's only the beginning of the mod. Sayori's smile falls as she looks at the closet and then at me. Oh my goodness, why is the music gone? You don't have to be sad, it's so early. Malon, Natsuki wanted to talk to you. My face also falls as I look at the closet. Some manga is on the floor, placed on each other next to the shelves. What about? You didn't tell me. Alright, I'll be just a sec. Sayori flashes me a sad smile before going to her desk, taking a pencil and beginning to draw on a sheet of paper. I hope it's not the happy thoughts drawing. I place my bag to my usual spot and go over to the closet. I hear a shifting of different boxes as I get close to the closet door. When I peek inside, Natsuki is standing on a chair, reaching for a pink box. Hey, Natsuki stops almost immediately and looks at the source of the voice. After staring at me for a sec, she sighs. A awkward silence fills the closet as I try to come up with something to say. Isn't Natsuki the one who asked us to go here? Alright, what is it? What are you talking about? Sayori said you wanted to talk to me? Wanted to talk to me. What about? Natsuki steps down from the chair and steps towards me. I'm sorry for lashing out at you. Natsuki? Being apologetic? This early? Ah. Oh, okay. So it's happened a lot of times. Again. What did you say? You know how many times did I hear that? A lot, actually. And it's starting to annoy me. Well, just because I couldn't handle myself sometimes doesn't mean that you can be a jerk about. Actually, we can. It's your fault for having such a short fuse, Natsuki. And you just did it again. Ah, That's 1 point for us. Natsuki composes herself and breathes in and out. She then steps again on the chair and starts to organize the shelf again. I take a sigh and take out my bubblegum. I take one piece out and look at Natsuki. She doesn't even look at me. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't put it that way. But you get me, right? Natsuki still ignores me as she puts her manga into a box. I recognize the series we used to read. We used to read. Parfait Girls. You know... You what? Oh, that's Monika. But what happened? Monika suddenly shouts at the whole room. We both turn around to see what caused the commotion. No, she's angry. Monika is near the teacher's desk, still having the phone call. As she looks at all of us, she lightly blushes and chuckles with embarrassment. Sorry, everyone. Monika then turns around and continues with her phone call and whispers. I can still recognize that they're angry. That can't be good. I avert my attention back to Natsuki, who is continuing to organize the shelf. I go next to Natsuki and place a bubblegum on the same shelf where she currently has eyes. She stops and looks at it. By the way, still willing to help you out, if you need it. Help you out with what? Just give me a call, right? With that, I smile towards her and leave the closet. Sayuri is currently putting a pencil down as I approach the middle of the room. She notices me and goes to me. How did it go? Wasn't the best. Could have gone worse though. Look, I'm sorry about what happened between you two. I just wish I knew what happened. Seriously. I interrupt her by going to her and putting my hands on her shoulders. Sayori, that's behind us. So please, don't worry about it, alright? Alright. Where's Yuri? That phone call should have been my warning for me that something wasn't right with Monika's personal life. Oh, this is us through the reporter. You did not suspect anything at the time? Well, of course, there were some suspicions, but none were backed with evidence, so I dropped them. And do you wish you did something with it? No. Wasn't my business back then. It was only a problem when shit went down. How did it went down? You mean when you witnessed Monika's murder? Yes. We both sit in silence as I look down. When I finally come up with something to speak about, a phone starts to ring. The reporter groans as she pulls out her phone and declines the call. That's the fourth time this a mysterious number that called for the fourth time. Her eyebrows frown as she puts her phone back into her pocket. Who could that be, though? I'm sorry about that, Mr. Castle. It's fine. So what happened afterward? Well, you could say I got a call from someone I was expecting for a while. So, what book are we going to discuss this month, Monika? We're gathered in the middle of the room where Monika holds a bag in her hand with a greenish book sticking out of it. Well, I got recommended by a friend of mine, but I don't know if it isn't too complicated for some people. You know, Monika, that I'm still here. Well, someone had to admit it. Of course, Natsuki. That's why I'm cautious about it. What do you mean by that? The fact that Monika looks so smug. Well, if we don't know what book is it then? We never know if it will be complicated. I cut Monika off before she can respond and place a hand on Natsuki's shoulder, gently squeezing it. Natsuki quickly nods in my direction before breathing in and out. Thank goodness, girl. Thank you that you're calming down. I guess that's true, Malan. Monika hesitates for a while before she takes out one of the books. It is Sprague Spring by Simon Mauer. She holds it out in front of the group for us to see. The cover features simplistic art of a bridge above some kind of water with a rising sun in the background. The title, like Monika said, was Sprague Spring, written in white text. What's it about? While Sayori asks Monika the question, Yuri takes the book in her hand and starts listing through it. It's a historical novel about 4 people deeply surprised about the Soviet invasion of the Czechoslovakia in 1968. Oh god, did I butcher that? At least, that's what was told to me. Natsuki doesn't look happy when this book was chosen. When we're discussing politics in the Literature Club? Some politics are involved, just from reading it, but it doesn't seem to share one single opinion. One character is even a socialist. That kind of socialist that was in the Soviet Union at the time. And where do you know this information? Yuri skimmed through it. It is mentioned at the beginning of the book, Natsuki. Natsuki, defeated, understandably so, takes the book gently from Yuri's hands and starts listing through it too. After a few seconds, she closes it again and returns it to Yuri. There's no way I'm reading that. Why not? It does seem interesting, and it sounds like something you'd like. Really? And I thought you knew me after the few months we've known each other. Nat. Aw, it's cute they call her Nat. We already discussed this. Why don't you just, I don't know, give it a chance at least? Natsuki crosses her hands as she looks at her expecting faces. Natsuki, please? Alright, I'll try it. But Monika has to read a manga of my choosing. Why her? Because it was her idea, okay? Fair enough. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's kinda fair, I guess. Before I can finish my sentence, my phone starts ringing. I take out my phone and look at it. Have to go. What? And why? You've only been there for a few minutes. I have to pick up my twin sister at the train station. I forgot to tell you about it. Sorry. I quickly grab my backpack and get ready to leave. See you all tomorrow. Later. Bye, Malan. Before I venture myself out of the clubroom, I lean slowly to Natsuki's ear. Call me how it went. Alright. Yeah. Bye. With that, I leave the classroom and accept the call that's been waiting for a while. We don't even get to say goodbye to Yuri! Hey. Hi. Going to the train station now. Then you'll be there. In around 30 minutes. If the train doesn't hit the tree somewhere. Alright then. I'll be waiting. With that, I end the call and continue down the hallway. Cool! Train station! The train's brakes squeak as they're trying to stop the train. The silver body of the train is sending sunlight beams into my face. I cover my vision as a bit of a response. When the train stops, its doors open, and people start to come out. One by one, they leave the train and venture into the world. I'm leaning against a slope, trying to catch a glimpse of my family relative. Finally, I spot that someone coming out. Her heterochromia is recognizable in the crowd for miles. She's carrying a large bag on her back, together with black luggage in her hand. I stand still rather, as she steps out completely of the train and the train continues to its next destination. It takes her a while before she notices me and comes to me. My full name. Oh, so this isn't the FMC but our sister. My full name. Faith? Oh, cool, her name's Faith. I don't think this is I said my full name. I quietly sigh to myself before I continue. Do you think I would forget your name after the 9 months we haven't seen each other? Before Faith can speak out again, I comply with her demand. Faith Ariana Castle. That's a very elegant name. And what was her dog's name and her favorite toy? Squirt. His favorite toy was a tennis ball. Jeez, this is supposed to be some sort of reunion. I mean, we apparently been separate for 9 months. Enough with the questions, lady. Faith carefully puts down her luggage and her bag on the ground and looks at me. Then she takes a step forward, and then another, slowly treating me like a vase that can be easily broken. When she approaches me fully, she puts her hands around me and sighs. There's the heartwarming moment. You know, I only needed to be sure that it's you. Ah, I smile and hug her back, ruffling her hair with my left hand. You can always count on me that I'll be there if you need it. But why were we separate though? Are we in different schools? And that distance is pretty large in my opinion if she needs to go by train to meet us. We stay in a hug for a good minute before we separate. Where's your place? A walk here usually takes me about 30 minutes. If you want to take a walk, that is. Faith looks away, her thoughts running through her face. Is she still not trusting me? Faith looks at me after a few seconds and sighs. Alright. Faith, I know it's difficult, but not here, Malon. Some asshole might be eavesdropping on us. Alright. Later then. Do you want me to take the luggage? Faith looks at her luggage and then at me for a few minutes. Yeah, you can. I smile to myself as I grab the black luggage from the ground and together take the stairs out of the train station. Have a good day, sir. Thanks. We both smile at each other as the cashier receives the money I gave her, as I hold a small box of black raspberries I bought. After our exchange, I turn around and start walking towards my neighborhood. When I arrive into my neighborhood, I spot multiple people waiting before my house. Some cameramen are also standing nearby. What's happening? I also noticed 2 news fans in front of my house. What is happening? Great. So this happened more than once. My eyebrows frown as I get close to them. Eventually they notice me, grab their microphones and come walking to me. Mr. Castle, can you tell us how did you react to the conviction of Mason Aston? Mason Aston? Who is that dude? I sigh as my eyebrows clash with each other even more. I'll not offer any comments on that. Now if you'll excuse me. I go through the reporters as they try to ask me more questions. I ignore them as I open the garden door and close them quickly behind. The noise of their questions is persisting as the cameraman raised the camera over the fence. Like that's gonna make any good content. I shake my head and enter the house in disgust. Fucking reporters. I take off my shoes and put them next to the 2 other pairs of shoes. When I come into the kitchen, my nose catches the smell of scrambled eggs frying on a pan. Next to the table was sitting a girl watching the eggs fry. Her left hand was leaning against the table supporting the head. She was sitting there in a businesslike attire, her feet tapping on the ground. Ooh! Here's Tina. I placed a box of black raspberries on the table as I come to the girl, her wave of green hair, then looks at me. Hi there, Tina. Hi, Malon. Tina again looks down, her eyes facing the ground. I put the box of black raspberries on the table when I noticed something slightly weird. Where's Faith? She's still sleeping. She stayed awake all night again. Why? Tina then suddenly raises her head and looks at me. I thought you would be still with that reporter that messaged you. She had to leave early for some odd reason. Yeah, odd. Tina stands up and starts moving with her scrambled eggs. I take that opportunity to grab the box of black raspberries and come to Tina. I place my right hand around her waist, and move the box across the counter in her eyesight. I brought you something. Tina looks down at the box when she recognizes what's in the box. She smiles, opens it, and takes out one black raspberry, apparently her favorite. When she puts it in her mouth, she quickly hums and closes her eyes. Those are great, Malon, thanks. You're welcome. I let go of Tina as she places another black raspberry into her mouth. Fate stayed all night again. Did you continue with the quote-unquote, at least someone should be awake in one moment thing? She told me she was waiting for me to wake up to even think about sleeping, so yeah. Please, Faith, relax a bit. I sigh and look down at the floor. God damn it. I open one of the drawers and take out a small glass. I open another drawer and take out a bottle. The sunlight coming from the windows reveals a brown liquid inside of the label proudly displays Jack Daniels? Why are we gonna drink? I pop the whiskey open and pour myself a glass. I then place the bottle back into the drawer and close it. Don't blame her. I still didn't recover from the night as much as I would like. So is she a witness too? I'm not blaming her, it's just that she lost all progress since October just in a few days. And is still not There are so many questions! Oh my goodness. I raise my glass and sip from it. The bitter taste of the whiskey pours over my mouth before I swallow it. She's even worse than when she arrived here. And what was it like then? I slowly look at the ground and then sigh. I suppose I could tell you about it. The digital clock ticks midnight as I lie in bed, covering my face with a pillow as I try to go to sleep. How do I deal with Faith? If I don't come up with a good way on how to help her, I'll probably go insane. Maybe the internet will help me. Of course, because everything you find in Google is correct. I take my phone from the nightstand next to my bed and turn it on. I'm at the beginning of reading a random article when I hear some shuffling in the hallway. Oh no. What the hell was that? I threw my blanket out on myself and sit down, listening quietly and closely. It happened again. Is someone in the house or is it just fate? Malon? This is your time to do your best Yuri impression and grab a knife and just charge into the hallway. I'm pretty sure she would be asleep by now. It can't be her. If I want to venture there, I need to have something to protect myself. I stand up and quietly go over to my closet and open it. After a while of searching, I close it again, not being able to— oh no. Not being able to find anything. I come to my desk and open up the desk's drawers. Nothing. The shuffling happened again, but now it was closer to my bedroom than before. Oh no. Oh no. Just as I want to search elsewhere, I spot a white mug laying on the I guess better than nothing, I guess. Yup, better than nothing. I grab the mug and come quietly to the door, listening closely. The shuffling seems to have now gone away from my bedroom. I encourage myself and slowly open the door, ready to strike. When I enter the hallway, I find something or someone. Oh no, I wasn't really expecting? Huh? Oh, hello there, Faith. Faith was inspecting the door at the end of the hallway, trying to push it open. She tries for a while, before she sighs with a sense of relief. Okay, what are you doing? Faith? Yeah! Ugh. Um, Faith is startled by my voice as she points a flashlight at me that I didn't notice before. I cover my eyes in response. What are you doing, young lady? Jeez, Faith. Why are you up so late? And why are you? Because there was shuffling in the hallway and I had to check if we're safe? Couldn't sleep for some reason. But that doesn't excuse you roaming around checking random doors. You don't know how many freaks are so stupid to have an idea to rob someone's house at night. You could have just double checked the gate, checked the doors, go to bed, and you won't have anything to worry about. Faith, this is one of the safest neighborhoods around. You don't need to worry about that. I think you should worry more about getting enough sleep for school. So stop and go to sleep. Faith has thoughts roaming around her head. After a while, she looks at me with a cold look. Fine, I'll do it. Just like you want. Jeez, you don't need to be so grumpy, young lady. Faith then goes around into her room and loudly closes the door. That didn't begin well. I scratch my head as I return to my room, closing the door silently. What's wrong with Faith, though? I'm really curious. Well, I mean, I've used to do it too, so I kinda understand where she's coming from. But you lived in a different environment. This was, and still is, one of the safest neighborhoods around. She had no other reason. Yeah, true. As Tina comes to the counter and starts to prepare her scrambled eggs, I finish my glass of whiskey. Monika's father got convicted. What did he get? Tina's eyebrows frown as she puts her food on the plate, placing the pan into the sink. So did Monica's dad did it? But in that case, Monica's last name would be Aston. Monika Aston. Sounds good. But why would her father do such a thing? If that's the case, he got a term of life sentence. They didn't have the balls to put him to death penalty. She's understandably angry. Oh, don't be sorry about that. It is what we expected after all, and that's at least something. I nod in agreement and look at the table. On the table was lying an unopened pack of cigarettes, together with a Zippo. I come to pick up the pack and look for the brand. Eh, the usual. What else? You know that you should probably stop smoking. Tina smokes? Oh no. Heh, says the guy who drinks underage. If someone doesn't catch me, then I'm completely fine. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not. I don't really get smoking. Not for me, I'm sorry. But you'll not be fine if I expose that axe of yours. So what are you proposing? Is it I keep on drinking while you keep on smoking? That's the Malan I know. The kitchen erupts into healthy laughter. Well, as long as we're equal, then I got no problems with that, but you gotta take care of your health, Miss Tina. After a while, we stop as I pick up a black raspberry of my own. That's when Tina sighs and then comes to me. I'll be honest, I almost did quit, but then the shitty night happened. Huh. Too much stress to care? If you take that excuse as valid, then yeah. An idea pops into my head as I take Tina's hand into mine. What if we will leave? Ooh. Ooh, what are we suggesting? If we relieved some of it. Ooh, daring aren't we today? She's blushing. Ooh. Come on, don't tell me you don't need it. Ooh. Tina giggles as she steps even closer, her body touching mine. Alright then, what are you proposing? I smile as I extend my hand and reach for... Shh, oh, come on! Come on! I smile as I extend my hand and reach for scrambled eggs. What if I fed you? As Tina bursts out laughing, I can't help but join on the laughter too. Oh, okay, that's your win, Nitor. Sure. What is going on inside your head, you idiot? You think I don't have my own hands? Well, I don't want to taste the smell of cigarettes again, so this is my last resort. Fair enough. Oh, quit it, will ya? Tina punches me gently into my arm as I pull out a chair to sit on. Should we start? Tina smiles as she sits on her chair. Of course. Bring it. Why are you saying bring it on like it's some sort of challenge?